Hello, Talk Funders. Today we're joined by Dana and Chip from Storyastic. Hello, guys. How are you doing?
Hey,
We're doing
how are
well.
you?
How are you?
I'm great, and thank you. Welcome to Talk Funding. And really, we're going to do three interviews today. We're going to do the main interview, which is really going to look at your excellent Kickstarter video and Kickstarter page. And then we're going to do a deep dive, which is really going to look at these three new products that you're bringing to market after your successful Kickstarter last year with your rank card game. And then lastly, we're going to be doing a backstory because your own work in life is like so interesting to me. And I feel a little bit under pressure because of your industry background, but we got to keep going. We got to keep learning in life. So, okay, guys, let's just get into the main interview here. And let's just start looking at the Kickstarter video. And basically, it says here you're bringing three new card games to market. What are those three card games, guys?
Well, the first is called Draul, D-R-A-U-L, and that stands for down, right, across, up, left. And so that game requires players to switch cards a lot. And so when you're doing well, suddenly you have to split your hand and share it with somebody else, but you're also going to get hand-me-downs or overs from an opponent. So there's a lot of different lead changes in that game and a lot of cunning strategy. And, you know, it's at least 50% strategy, and but that it's definitely 50% luck, because there's parts of it that are out of your control. So you're not only playing the game, but you're playing players.
Fantastic.
Yeah, the second one is called Swipe, Swap, Swindle. And there are wild cards that you get, and you get 3 chips, a swipe chip where you can where you get another card from the dealer, a swap chip where you can change another card from another player, and a swindle where you can steal a card from another player.
Okay. And then the last one is Swip, Swap, Swindle.
Yeah, she just did. The third one is Betcha, Switchup.
Okay.
And that has wild cards that change what the number is wild throughout the game. And so one player may be have like a pair of 6s or 7s, and then the other player only has a 2. But when they get that wild card, now they have a pair of 2s. But maybe if they have the card after that wild card also becomes wild. So it's just a constantly evolving changing of what is wild. And it's a very unpredictable game that causes a lot of chaos between players, just a lot of dynamic interaction between the players.
Okay, great. Thank you for introducing the games. And here they are. If Talk Funders just scroll down the page, you'll actually see really detailed as Dana and Chip were explaining there. Here is the breakdown of the 3 games. So you've got Draul, as in, it always reminds me of Cowboys. Is that right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
So your swift swapping, flip flopping, wild wagering card games. And then the second one is that I have here is the betcha switch up.
Right.
Yeah. And that's a accelerate of ever-changing wild cards, which sounds as if it's a lot of energy, and it's a fast-moving game. And then the last one is the sorry, just let's scroll down here, is the swip, swap, swindle. I wouldn't like to say that after a few beers. That might be
that's right. It's a tongue twister.
Yes.
It's a tongue twister. So it's a fast-dating, fast-wheeling game of stealing and concealing. Well, like I just, I have to say, you've the other game that's part of your Kickstarter, but is usually from your first one, is this really highly successful first game called the rank game. And it's like won all sorts of awards. You've got lots of TV coverage on this. But I really have to ask you, I mean, your background is, is your background, where do you get the ideas for these games from, basically?
Yeah, well, the rank game, that one we came up with, gosh, we had played informally for 15, 20 years, just standing in line, hanging out with friends, just passing time.
Just verbally.
Yeah, it's just kind of, we've always kind of liked to entertain each other.
One of the famous ones, like it would be on road trips all the way back to college for me, which was a little while ago. Okay. You'd say like classic band, and you'd say, the Who, the Stones, the Beatles, and Zeppelin, or the Doors, and then people would have to rank them in their preferred order. Of course, everyone's got a passionate response, people that even don't like classic rock, they would. It's one thing to say what you care about, but the gamification part is having to guess what the other people would say.
Okay.
And so that's really the biggest success, is that it just it brings people together. It works because the same reason social media works. People are fundamentally interested in themselves, but the gamification part is what makes the community happen. And so the rank game has gone on to find all sorts of applications that we didn't really premeditate. It's being used with corporate retreats. It's being used at children's hospitals, with universities, diversity programs, yep.
International programs, and even patients of dementia, because there's no wrong answer. And there's a lot of great discussion.
And the overarching ethos of all the games it's tech less and talk more, and it's the gamification of conversation, which I think is wonderful. And we can maybe talk a little bit more about that in the deep dive, which we're going to do in a moment.
Sure.
It's excellent, guys. So in terms of the offers on place, you've got the 3 games, and you've got a really good pledge that I noticed here. It's all 3 games for the price of 2, which is coming in at $60. And there was another one here which gives you the rank game, which is your successful game from last year. And I'm sure some of the tribe that you've built up from the first Kickstarter will be coming across. You have you can get all 4 games for $80. Isn't that correct?
Right.
Yes.
And then going up, just bringing it up to the top is the Kickstarter page. So I'd really like to thank Dana and Chip from Storyastic for bringing their 3 new card games to Kickstarter. All the links will be in the video description below. Okay, thank you so much, guys. Thank you. Bye now.
Thank you. Yes, thanks.